I don't even know why I'm doing this right now, but I'm just so really really annoyed right now. Okay, so I just finished watching this movie called In a Violent Nature. Okay, you guys know me. I'm into horror. I'm a horror writer and I'm a horror fan. Okay, the reason I decided to watch this movie is because I stumbled across it while going through Dead Meats stuff, the kill count videos they do. And I decided I saw the premise of this movie and I thought, okay, let me actually see it for myself because before I watch the kill counts. This was like I saw it months ago and I only just now decided, okay, let me watch it now. What is this movie? What is this movie? Here's a spoiler warning, all right? If you ever decide you want to watch it, I suggest you just scroll on. This movie, so it has a consistency problem and it has an identity problem. And it just annoys me for some reason. It annoys me for some level, for some reason. I don't know why. So it starts off with the premise of the killer, Johnny. That's his name. His name is literally Johnny. And the first scene is his locket getting stolen, and then it establishes in the very first scenes that his whole thing is about getting his locket back. This locket belonged to his mother. It was given to him by his father, both of whom died while he was young, or something of that other. So that's the premise of the movie. Okay, great. And the movie does a very interesting thing with him that isn't seen in a lot of slasher films, where we follow the killer just throughout. But then, it just abandons this gimmick. It just abandons the gimmick of, okay, we're following the killer throughout. So, obviously, how these slashers work. They slow walk through it. They walk. They don't run. They don't do anything. So that means we have to follow them. So that means the movie kind of slows down as he's going from one area to another. But then he just abandons the gimmick randomly so that the group of tropey teens can drop some lore about him and then get killed off. And the killing of them doesn't even really make sense half the time. There's no point to it. There's no point to it because you've established this whole thing of, oh, he's trying to get his locket back. So it makes sense he kills somebody who's in his way or who he thinks has his locket or who he thinks stole his locket. But he'll see a person existing over there and decide, okay, I'm gonna kill them because I'm a slasher villain, so I need to kill somebody. And it's just so annoyingly pointless. It doesn't help that Johnny himself is a Jason Voorhees clone. He is. He starts off, he literally dresses like, he dresses like Jason, he's built like Jason in a lot of these films. He moves like Jason. He's in the same like scenery of like this forest and camp surrounding type thing that you encounter Jason in. The only thing that really differentiates him physically is the fact that he has the mask that he wears, which is like an old, I don't know, 60s or 70s or 80s, whatever decade it is, fireman's mask, and his weapons of choice being like hooks or something. But like, overall, there's just nothing. And then you have these moments of him showing something resembling a personality, because similar to Jason's backstory, he's supposed to be a mentally disabled child who was bullied a lot, and that bullying eventually led to him getting killed. So it's that same Jason Voorhees, that Victor Crowley, that same thing, and then I guess he's big and strong, so he kills people for revenge or something. And he's obviously super attached to a parental figure. In this case being his dad and his mom. I guess I don't know. See, I don't even know. Because this movie's identity is all over the place. And the filmmaking is all over the place. For the first 10 or 20, 30 minutes of the movie, we're doing this over-the-shoulder cam for Johnny. So we're following him as he's walking through the place. But then again, we cut to the teens who are by a campfire talking about his backstory. But then we're back to Johnny, following Johnny. Then the camera will do a side view while he's walking. Then the camera will do some weird wide shot in the distance while he's killing somebody for no reason. and it just disrupts the entire. It just took me out so many times. It was an absolute chore to finish that thing. And then in the last act of the movie, where okay, he's closer now to getting his locket, it just devolves into a lot of the annoying modern slasher tropes of like they have the stupid the guy the person whose father or whoever was killed by Johnny 10 years ago, so now he's here to get revenge, which the annoying thing that they did since Laurie Strode in Halloween 2018, or I guess way back in the Friday the 13th films, of course, with Tommy Jarvis having who had a 3-movie arc involving Jason, where he was basically Jason's nemesis. And then the movie just slows down. I love my suspense in my horror, but you can't be doing suspense in the final act of the movie. And then we have some stupid 30-minute sequence of the final girl who has barely been on screen, mind you. The final girl, she's just running through the forest. And she's running. And she's running. And she gets in a car. And the lady's talking to her, and the girl is just sitting there, blank-faced, I guess traumatized. And she's sitting there, and the lady's talking, and she's sitting there, and the lady's talking, and she's sitting there, and the lady's talking, and she's sitting there, and the lady's talking. And then the girl passes out, and we think, oh, she's about to die. I guess she's about to bleed out and die. And the lady stops the car, and the girl wakes up. Oh, no, please, take me to a hospital, please, please, please. No, I need to stop. I need to stop your bleeding. I need to stop your bleeding. And the girl is looking out into the forest. And there's nothing. We cut to more nothing. We cut to more nothing. We cut to more nothing. And then the movie ends. What an absolute waste of time that was. And what frustrates me most is the wasted potential of it, because again, the idea of doing a slasher film almost entirely from the killer's perspective is a phenomenal concept that was not used to its fullest potential and was just straight up abandoned. It doesn't help that every single character has the depth of cardboard. Bloody hell, man. That's the problem with this genre sometimes, man. You'll have some absolute gems, absolute triumphs of filmmaking, right? And then you just have garbage.